It was a perfect move right into this long-term trend line on Tesla, and we
Yeah.
got a big move right up there. It's basically a huge wedge pattern, but the one thing to keep in mind is that the stock market's been hitting new all-time highs recently, and this has been basically at 52-week lows. And so you have to wonder if the stock market pulls back, does that just drop Tesla down with the stock market as well?
All right, guys, hello and welcome. We're joined here by good friend and trader and chart analyst Gareth Soloway of InTheMoneyStocks.com. What I want to ask Gareth is something most of you ask me about as well, which is Tesla. Let's dig into the chart of Tesla and see what Gareth thinks about it. Okay, Gareth, take it away. What do you think about Tesla, by the way? Which is a very interesting chart, by the way. Go ahead.
It is. And believe it or not, I was long right at these lows when we got this huge bounce. I wish I held for the big move, but one of the things just to point out is it was a perfect move right into this long-term trend line on Tesla, and we got a big move right up there. We actually saw a move from what was that? From about $140 all the way up to about 200. So incredible move. Now, the tricky thing is you have a bunch of gaps in the chart. And so we have a gap fill here, which probably gets filled in the next few days at 168. And then if we start coming back down, there's the gap fill at 145 as well. So in general, I look at this chart and I say, okay, it's basically a huge wedge pattern. We draw a trend line through these highs. And so to me, when I see a wedge pattern, I'm very honest about it, and is that price can stay within this wedge. It could go all the way up to the upper end, which is around 235. If it did that, I'd probably short it. And if it pulls back to the low end, I would probably buy it. And so again, I know that sounds like, oh, well, which way is it going to go? Well, the thing is, no one knows, right? You look for it's either a breakout and then it gets a big move in that direction, or if it breaks down here, it goes down. And by shorting at the highs, if it breaks above the trend line, you stop yourself out, very tight stop. And if it breaks below the lows, you simply just stop yourself out on that long. You keep your risk very small, and then you can look for the next move in that direction upon the breakout or breakdown.
Yes, absolutely. Very good point. And I mean, the trend is still down as long as we stay below that upper trend line there. And
and last thing I'll add on that too is just that the chart is the chart, and then my macro view is just that I do think, unfortunately, that Tesla is still somewhat overvalued compared to a lot of the other charts out there or the other automakers. And granted, a lot of people argue it's not just an automaker. I understand that, but the one thing to keep in mind is that the stock market's been hitting new all-time highs recently, and this has been basically at 52-week lows. And so you have to wonder if the stock market pulls back, does that just drop Tesla down with the stock market as well?
I'm assuming that's a good point. And I'm assuming that low that we made, I think it was in April or was it May? That low we made, recent low. No, the recent low we made.
The recent one, yep.
That's going to be very important, obviously, because if it breaks below that, then we could test the ultimate lows, which were formed back in January 2023. Or
that's right. Yeah. That's what you would expect. If you take out that low from April here, then you should go right to that low, which is around $105 or so. So yeah, and then that'll be a great swing trade long too. I mean, there's the beauty of it is as you're a trader and I'm a swing trader as well, is that we just look for these levels and we play the probabilities. Doesn't mean we're going to be right, but we're playing with the probabilities versus against.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you very much, Gareth. That was really interesting and educational. Gareth, if you can tell everyone about how they can find out more about you and actually how they can take advantage of your services as well.
Yeah, sure. So we just merged In The Money Stocks with verifiedinvesting.com. So now it's verifiedinvesting.com. And really, I've made that a hub for traders and investors. So everything on that homepage is free on there. It has earnings dates. It has economic news. It has chart analysis. And there's just so much for an investor to take hold of there. And then obviously there you also have the advanced premium kind of stuff that I do, which is a commodity service, a stock service, and a crypto service. So definitely check it out. It's really amazing stuff. And you can always follow me on Twitter or on YouTube.
Thanks very much, Gareth. Really appreciate it. I'll put the links there, guys, so you can see it.
Verifiedinvesting.com, if you would. That would be so nice.
No problem.
Thank you.
Guys, go ahead and check it out. Thank you, Gareth. Really appreciate it. Cheers.